Hey broomheads! My cat and I welcome you back to this second edition of Degrassi Through My Eyes, a Degrassi watch-along review. If you didn't watch the first one, basically what I do is watch the episode on silent and I kind of just walk you through what's going on. I'll be inserting some little screenshots down there. Y'all seem to like the last one, the first one I ever tried, so I'm doing it again. Right now I'm just going to go on to episode 2 of Degrassi Junior High Season 1, but if you have a specific episode you want me to cover, let me know and I will do it. So let's go. The episode we are going to watch today is The Big Dance. So we start off, we're at Voula's house in her kitchen. Voula's like washing dishes or something. And her dad is reading the Degrassi Digest, and he's like, "You did this?" And she's like, "Pretty much." Then her dad sees a flyer for the dance, and he's like, "What is this, a dance?" And Viola's like, "Yeah, can I go?" And he's like, "You're too young to go, you're a little girl." I'm not sure where they're supposed to be from. They never say. I mean, are they Greek? I don't know. But her dad kind of talks like Dracula or something like that. And anyway, Viola's like, "Please, Dad, please." And he's like, "No. You're too young. Boys only have one thing on mind." And then we cut to intro. All right, we are in the halls of Degrassi. We see all the familiar faces. Voula walks up and the twins are like, "Hey girl, you going to the dance?" But then Stephanie comes up. Stephanie humbly says, "Hi Voula." And Voula's like, "Oh, the school president's talking to me. Bleh." I hate her little grudge she's got going on. Get over it, Voula. And so Voula's like, "Ugh," and walks away. And Stephanie's like, "Whatever, I tried." Stephanie, right now, she's dressed like a total normie. So Steph goes into the bathroom to change clothes, and she like starts getting ready in front of the mirror. And Lucy comes out of the stall and is holding a newspaper and then like really dramatically slaps it into the trash can. So I guess Lucy was in there going number 2. Thanks for that detail. Lucy's like, "Steph, girl, why don't you just get changed at home?" And Stephanie's like, "Are you kidding it? My mom would kill me." And Steph is shook. She's like, "You mean your parents let you dress like that?" And Lucy's like, "Yeah, girl." So then Stephanie says, "Lucy, have you ever asked a boy out?" And Lucy's like, "Yeah, lots of times." Who? Who have you asked out, Lucy? Have you been on dates? I'd like to see this. Who do you like? But anyway, so Stephanie's like, "Oh, so you can do that and that's okay?" And Lucy's like, "Girl, this is the 80s. Hello." So Steph looks back to the mirror all like inspired. I wonder who she's got her eye on. All right, so in struts Joey, acting like he owns the whole school as usual. Like, "Hey, hey." Joey rolls on up to Wheels and he's like, "Hey bro, are you going to the dance?" And Wheels is like, I don't know. And Joey says, "I'm going and I have a date." And Wheels says, "Who?" And Joey's like, "Stephanie, of course." And delivering puberty realness, Degrassi Junior High style, he says, "She lusts for my body." So while Joey and Wheels are having this conversation, we see Steph walk by with the twins and they go into class. And this like threw me the first time I saw it. And Stephanie is going, "Wheels is so sexy." And I'm like, he's 11. How can you be sexy? She keeps throwing out the word sexy and I think it is so funny. And we jump back to Joey and Wheels. And of course Joey is like, "Okay, so I haven't actually asked Stephanie yet, but I'm going to." So Joey strolls into class, making a beeline for Steph, starts doing his stupid crap. Joey F Jeremiah, F for footwork, yada yada yada, and he's like hitting on her big time. And anyway, Wheels comes in and sits down, and Stephanie is just like looking at Wheels the whole time. And class is about to begin. Miss Avery comes in with Voula. I always say Voula, but I think it's Voula, but I'll just alternate between the two maybe. So Miss Avery is like, Voula's gonna say a few words, and then Voula's like, she's talking about how the school's gonna sponsor a foster child and they need a way to make money, and then the class decides that they will use the dance admission to support the foster child. Voula's such a little jerk. She always acts all like innocent, like, oh, I'm Voula. Oh. When in reality, she's hateful. Much more hateful than Stephanie K has ever been. Like, yeah, maybe Stephanie is a little selfish in that she is oblivious sometimes to what she's doing to other people, but she's never been vicious. Voula is vicious. Also, side note, Lucy was a terrible actor at this time. It is so cringy. I didn't know that one day I was going to love her entirely. So it's the end of the school day now, and we see Lucy and Voula coming out the front steps. Lucy says to Voula, sponsoring the foster child was your idea. You should present the money at the dance or whatever. Voula's saying like, no, 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 no. Let the school president do it. But really, the issue is that Voula can't go to the dance. And so therefore, she cannot present the award, which is crap. But so Lucy tries to tell Voula how to train her parents. And Voula's like, my parents are fine. And Lucy starts putting on lipstick, and Voula's like, can I try some of that? Wait, I can't even, like, there's no color to that lipstick. Anyway, oh my gosh, you should see how Voula looks putting it on. It's kind of like when a boy puts on lipstick and doesn't, like, know how to hold it. Oh my god. All right, we are back in Voula's house. She is wearing that same terrible apron, being a slave for her father, while he's sitting at the head of the table looking through papers. It doesn't take Voula's dad long to realize that she is wearing some clear lipstick, and he demands that she wipe it off immediately. I can relate to this struggle, Voula. I really can. Anyway, so Voula comes up with this genius idea. She's like, why don't I tell my dad we're doing homework at the school on Saturday night and just hope that he doesn't remember that Saturday night dance flyer he saw yesterday. So the dad's like, okay, you'll be home by 9:30. She looks guilty AF while she's asking this too. She's like, there's a project to do with the foster child on Saturday? Yeah, it's just like school, only at night. I hate you, Voula. Next scene, we are back in the bathroom of Degrassi Junior High. Steph is looking like, you know, like it reminds me of when a lizard has this little thing bulging, or when like a peacock has its feathers out. That's how Steph looks today. She's teasing her hair in the bathroom mirror and practicing seducing Wheels. Hi, Wheels. Listen, Wheels, are you going to the dance? Anyway, so she's going through all of these practice conversation scenarios without realizing that Nancy Kramer is in the stall, and then Nancy comes out and Steph is like mortified. All right, we are back in the hall. Wheels and Joey are walking around, and Stephanie stops them and says, can I talk to Wheels alone? Joey's like, no problem. Sure, no problem. So Steph pulls Wheels off to the side and coyly asks if he'd like to go to the dance with her. He's like, me? And she's like, yeah, you're sexy. Joey sees this occurring and he storms off. Wheels says yes. And I have to say, I love Stephanie's cute little celebration dance. I think it is so adorable. She's like, and like, it's really cute. Cut to Stephanie's room. She's dressed like a normal, boring girl right now, but I have to say I love the outfit, the oversized white shirt. She is stuffing all kinds of clothes into her bag, presumably to get ready for the dance. Now we're at Voula's house, and we see Voula come down the stairs, you know, to go to that school night project. She's got a big old bag packed, and her dad is like, what's in that bag? And she's like, oh, just some stuff. And her dad lets her go. I gotta say, I mean, he's probably still a little less strict than my parents were. But city kids, you know, they live a different life. Now we are at Wheels' house, and he's in the bathroom getting ready for his date, and he puts a bunch of aftershave all over himself. Now we're at Lucy's house, and being the cool girl that she is, she's all sprawled out on the couch in this crazy outfit, reading a book, eating some snacks. And then she hears a knock on the door, and she goes to answer it, and it is Voula. And Voula is wondering if she can get ready at Lucy's house and change her clothes and all that. Which is kind of funny because she was hating on Stephanie so much for having to change clothes privately. And now Voula's having to do the same thing. Lucy's even got her shoes on that white couch. Alright, the next people at Lucy's door are the twins and Stephanie. That is my crew right there. Lucy, Steph, and the twins. That would be the crowd I would run with. I hope I'd be cool enough. I just realized that Erica's shirt has like a big stain on it. So we do get a little look at Lucy's house, which is really small, but maybe all of like the city houses are small. I don't know. Voula comes down the stairs in this sparkly skirt looking like a total skank. And everyone's like, wow, look at you. And then Voula sees that Stephanie's here and she's like, I'm gonna go, bye. Like a sourpuss. Anyway, so Steph goes upstairs to change. And now we cut to Voula arriving at the dance alone. Her and some other squares are strolling in super early. Sun's still out. At the dance, they have a disco ball, they have streamers, they have balloons. It's in the gymnasium, the lights are dim. People are just starting to trickle in. They even have punch at this dance. Wheels' pants are extremely tight. It costs $1 to get into that dance. Voula pays her $1 and starts looking around, just feeling it out. Caitlin takes pity on her and decides to talk to her. Oh my god, Arthur's dance moves are like the best thing I've ever seen. Like, I think somebody had to teach him that, but it's really good. And then our DJ, Rockin' Rompin' Radich, comes on the intercom and tells everyone it's about to get lit up in Degrassi Junior High. And there are like 15 people at this dance. Now we're back at Lucy's house. The girls are kind of just taking their time, getting ready and getting out of the house to go to the dance because they're too cool to get there early, you know? Heather's putting on a record. They're all just kind of lounging around. And Heather is the one that notices all the liquor bottles and is like, hey. Which I think is interesting because Erica is the daring one and Heather's the more reserved one. But maybe they hadn't decided that yet at this point. So Lucy in her cool girl fashion is like, if you want to drink, go ahead. The twins are like, really? All right. Erica then jumps up and starts grabbing bottles. They start opening them and smelling them and looking at all the different types there are. And all of that is interrupted when Stephanie K struts down the stairs in her pink tights, her tube top, and her shimmery overshirt. And the twins turn their attention back to the alcohol. And Stephanie's like, what? And then the girls are like, you haven't been drunk before? And Stephanie's like, totally, I've totally been drunk before. I'm 12. The curious girls start taking sips out of various bottles. And Lucy is just kind of like on the couch, but she's watching them. I can't really tell what her face is supposed to be saying. She's just looking kind of like, I don't know what that means. Okay, we are back at the dance. Joey, being the cool guy that he is wearing sunglasses inside a dark gym. I don't know what that's about. And he comes in like, I'm here, you know, everyone was waiting on me. And he finds Wheels. And he says, Wheels, my man, where's Stephanie? Did she stand you up? And Wheels is like, she's just not here yet, I guess. And Joey's like, oh man. And then he's like celebrating because Stephanie apparently has stood Wheels up. He also makes a comment about how Wheels smells like aftershave or bug repellent or oven cleaner. He gets all of those throughout this episode. Oh my god, the dancing is so delicious. All right, we're back at Lucy's house. The girls are getting a little giggly, exploring those bottles. The phone rings. Lucy's parents are calling to check in, and Lucy's like, oh, be quiet. And of course they don't because they a little tipsy now. These children have no morals. When I was in middle school, I only knew like 1 or 2 girls that drank, and I only knew 1 girl that had sex. No, 2. Okay, like 2. But these are just like your everyday average girls that are already engaging in such activities. So Steph decides she's going to chug a mudslide or something like that. Okay, we're back at the dance, and Arthur asks Voula to dance, and Voula's like, yeah, which is so weird. That's her friend's little brother. Oh my god, and they dance so dorkishly together. I can't even. They're like... And Wheels he's starting to think Steph is not showing up. And he's sitting alone, kind of like a little bit mad. But right outside Degrassi Junior High is a group of 4 girls stumbling and spinning around and singing at the top of their lungs in the moonlight. Their destination? The dance. I have to say, they really seem like they're drunk. I mean, they do a great job. And additionally, of course, since I watched The Next Generation first, this episode did remind me of when Terry got drunk before the dance as well, which I thought it was a cute little parallel. Complete with dancing with your crush and having to leave to go vomit. Bringing victory and honor to your name. All right, we're back inside the dance now, and Voula's top button is unbuttoned. And she's still dancing like this with Arthur. And my squad stumbles in, and Wheels finally lights up, like his date is here. Stephanie embraces Wheels and tells him he's sexy, but that he smells bad. And DJ Rockin' Rompin' Radish comes on and tells everyone it is time for the Degrassi Crazy Dance. Steph is ready. And she starts spinning around and around. Even Wheels is like, it's so bad. Uh-oh. Stephanie realizes she's gonna be sick. She runs off, goes to the bathroom and goes, blah! Her squad is a little concerned, but they let her do her thing. Meanwhile, Wheels sits back down in his lonely chair because once again, he has no date. All right, Steph's done throwing up. She splashed some water on her face, but she looks like death. She comes to the conclusion that she cannot present that foster child money or give the speech or whatever the heck is happening. Oh! Arthur and Voula are still dancing, and it is like they started touching each other. They're like ballroom dancing like this. I didn't realize they liked each other so much. Arthur almost got a girlfriend. So Voula, being the magical Cinderella she is, realizes that she's about to turn into a pumpkin, and she has to blow this pop stand. But before she can, Lucy says, we're having an emergency, you have to come to the bathroom. And outside, we see Voula's dad pulling up at the school. Voula's dad marching up those front steps of Degrassi. And Voula's in the bathroom examining the Stephanie situation, and Lucy's saying, Voula, you have to present the thing because Steph can't clearly look at her. She's a mess. So Voula's like, okay. Apparently she has no backbone at all. Voula's dad is walking through this dance. He can just feel the hormones like flying around in the air. He's looking around in horror, seeing boys and girls touch each other. And he is searching for Voula. But where's Voula? She's coming on stage now to present the foster child check. So she starts giving this lame speech, and suddenly, mid-sentence, she locks eyes with her father in the crowd. Her heart sinks. Her dad's eyes go like, he starts stepping up towards the stage while she's still trying to talk. He looks so mean. He's like... So she finishes up her speech real quick and steps off the stage, and she gets snatched by the arm first thing, you know. And anyway, her dad like starts giving her the 3rd degree, and she's like, Papa, I'm an adult. And he's like, act like one. Voula's dad is especially mad because she lied. But, you know, you can't win in this situation. Keep cutting back to Stephanie just like being miserable in the bathroom for some reason. And why aren't the lights on in the bathroom? I don't know. So Lucy comes in and she's like, Steph, are you okay? You'll feel much better tomorrow. Apparently Lucy has gotten too drunk a time or two. Steph emerges from the bathroom talking to Lucy about how sorry she is and how all the people she's going to apologize to tomorrow. And Stephanie's like, girl, I'm going straight to bed when I get home. Maybe my mom can make me some hot cocoa because everyone knows that fixes alcohol poisoning. And there we have it. That's the end of the episode. I think it's a pretty good one because it's got my squad and it's got drinking and it's got a dance and glamour. I mean, what else could you ask for? All right. Thanks for joining me for watching Degrassi Junior High Season 1, Episode 2. Let me know if you have one you want to watch with me. If not, then I'll see you back here for episode 3. Goodbye, broomheads.